So this week we set out to explore Yellowstone. Our challenge is to find out if Yellowstone is still wild or if it's just a tourist destination now.
Which way do we go?
We go that way.
But he's like following us.
Good. Walking along the edge.
No, he's not. No, he's not. He's following us. Steven.
Just in case if you're new here, we're Steve, Ashley, Michaela, and Riley. We sold almost everything in January of 2025 and we hit the road full time in our RV. We've been RVing since 2019. Yellowstone is our 10th national park that we visited this year. All right, let's get to the questions. So our first question is, are the animals in Yellowstone still roaming free or are they pushed into the background by tourists and traffic?
I would say based on our experience, they're everywhere. If you're up early in the morning, you're going to see the bison out on the road. You'll come across an occasional fox or a coyote or
Wolves.
A wolf or maybe even a bear. And then even if you're out on trails, like you're still going to see some wildlife, maybe not as much depending on where you're at.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think the animals were pushed back because of tourism. The bison herd, there's thousands and thousands of bison in Yellowstone,
Right.
It seemed like. That's the key is getting up early, one, to see the animals when they're moving. They're not going to be as active during the middle of the day. And two, to avoid the crowds. That was one of our big things. We did some touristy stuff we'll talk about here that it's hard to avoid the crowds, but
Right.
for the most part, I think we avoided a lot of the crowds. So, we saw a lot of animals, a lot of bison. We saw, black bear. We saw grizzly bears.
We saw a fox and a coyote. We saw some wolves off in the distance.
Coyote was really cool because we saw him. He was walking along the edge of the river there in Lamar Valley.
Very unexpected.
Stalking. He was right alongside the bison herd, and he was stalking a prairie dog, and we actually got to watch him, get the prairie dog. All right, sorry about that. We had to move. Our neighbor was moving into their spot, and we were using their picnic table, so it was a little more shady, but now we had to put some sunglasses on because we're sitting out here in the sun now. So it was pretty cool watching that coyote get his prey. We got a lot of pictures. We'll throw some of that online or on the screen here, and then we'll put a link down in the description below for my website. All the pictures, a lot of pictures I take, I put up there so you can view them. Number 2, you want to read that one?
Can visitors still find solitude in the park, or are all of the main areas crowded year-round? So,
they're all pretty crowded. You can find solitude. I don't know if you can find solitude at all the main attractions, like Old Faithful or the geyser basins or anything like that.
Well, I think anything that has to do with the geysers is going to be very crowded. So even getting up early, you're still going to...
Yeah, because we got up early and got to
one of
the first eruptions for Old Faithful of the day, and it was pretty crowded.
Yeah, and
plus where we were staying, we were like an hour and a half away from it because we were staying at the north entrance.
We got up early and went to Norris Basin, and there was nobody there. There was only 2 cars, so something
Norris
like
Basin,
that.
yeah.
Something like that you might be able to get away with, but you got to get there before 7 o'clock because the crowds will start coming in pretty quick.
Yeah, I think the park puts out, if you're trying to get to places, 10 to 3 is the busy hours.
Right.
But even before that, it's crowded. But we got the Old Faithful, it got crowded, but we were one of the first few in the parking lot, and we got a spot right up front, and we got in the parking lot, and then we got a spot right up front, basically pick of the litter for our viewing spot. That's what I'm trying to say.
But that's also a bigger area. It's a bigger area with more room for
lots
you to
of
spread
benches
out,
and stuff
lots
like
of
that.
parking. But it fills in pretty quick.
But definitely download the National Park app because they'll actually put on there the approximate times of when they think Old Faithful will go off, and some of the other ones that are somewhat predictable.
Right.
But Old Faithful, that one's pretty regular, which is why it's called Old Faithful. But they'll have that on the app of when it's going to go, so that way you can get there a little bit beforehand and get a good spot. All right, let's see, number 3. Has the rise of social media hotspots, like the Grand, Prismatic, and Springs and Old Faithful, changed how people experience the park? Kind of
that kind of goes along with number 2.
Yeah, but obviously with the rise of social media, everybody wants to get their selfies. So that's what you see a lot is everybody's out there like getting their pictures taken, in front of whatever they want to get their picture taken in front of. So you do have to put up with that, which that can kind of be annoying because you're just trying to enjoy the view and just get some regular pictures, and people jump in front of you to get their own pictures taken.
Right.
But it's just like anything in our world today is, everything's in with social media, obviously, because you guys are watching and following us on a type of social media now.
Right.
But I don't think, it's definitely, we'll say about the Grand Prismatic Spring is on the boardwalk that they have going around it. You can't really see much.
Yeah, it's very difficult to see, especially with wind directions.
Yeah, it's something like, we were there the one afternoon, the wind was kind of blowing the steam like right at the boardwalk, so you couldn't really see anything at all.
We were basically just walking through steam and smelling all the sulfur. So
yeah, and then the next morning we got up and or not the next morning, but one of the mornings we got up and went to the overlook. There's an overlook trail
along the ferry, what is it called? The
Ferry Falls Trail.
Yeah,
you can
Ferry
go to the
Falls Trail.
Grand Prismatic Spring Overlook, but the morning's not the time for that one either, apparently, as we found out.
Yeah,
the ranger
we were
that was
told
up
to
there,
go in the afternoon if you want to see the colors of what the spring actually looks like.
Yeah, so we didn't make it in the afternoon, so if you're going, do an afternoon trip for that one. All right, let's go number 4 here.
Do backcountry trails still offer a true wilderness experience, or has tourism spread into those areas too?
We didn't really do any backcountry trails. We did a couple of trails. We did one that, I don't remember the name of it. I'll have to put it down below.
It was the Pelican
Lake or something like that, yeah.
I can't remember, but yeah, it was Pelican something.
That one would have went 16 miles if we followed it. We only followed it like 2.5 miles out or so,
but
and then back.
That's where it takes you through some wooded area before it opens up. But that's where we saw a bison. We saw a bison off in the distance. We saw an elk. That's where we saw the wolves.
Yeah, we saw 3 wolves there. And there's some geese and stuff like that, but the wolves pretty much scared everything away, including
they're far
the
enough
elk.
away that we didn't feel like we were in any danger.
Oh yeah, they were way far away. I couldn't hardly even get any good photos with my 800mm zoom lens. That's how far away they were.
I think if we would have went longer on the trail, we probably could have got more views of animals off in the distance. But all right, so we made it 2 miles into our trail in this beautiful wide open area. And we're going to turn around and we're going to head back. Boys are up there scoping out animals.
Found an elk, taking pictures.
We don't want to do 16 miles today, so we're going to turn around and head back here in a moment.
Oh yeah,
I think timing, especially with trails, is a hit or miss thing too, because you get your popular trails like your Jenny Lake Trail and your Jackson Lake trails, like anything that's around a populated area that people want to go see.
Those are Tetons, not Yellowstone.
Oh yeah.
We're at Yellowstone now.
It all blends together.
We were just at the Tetons last week, so check out that video. It was really cool.
It all blends together.
But yeah, obviously any of the popular stuff, whether it's a trail or an attraction, is going to be busy, especially June, July, August are the busiest month for Yellowstone. Their shoulder season is like May and then September. At that point, it's warming up or getting cold again, and plus a lot of people are back in school. So I think our next trip there will be in the spring, probably in May. That'll be not next year, but maybe the year after. We'll see. But we're already planning our next trip because it was such a wonderful experience. Moving on to number 5. How has the park managed the balance between visitor safety and preserving wild animal behavior? I think they do all right. There was a couple times, especially when we saw the grizzly bear. Somebody from the park came by and with the grizzly bear, they actually blowing the horn. They had a little electronic air horn on their vehicle that you probably hear in some emergency vehicles.
Seriously.
And then they were actually shooting off some pop flares to try to scare the grizzly back away from the road. So, I mean, I guess that's one way they manage it, because trying to keep it away from the road, that way the the animal doesn't get hit.
It's also the safety of the people.
And we saw them do that another time with
the bison.
Over in Hayden Valley. They came through one time and back and forth trying to beep their horn and get the bison off the roadway, because
it's causing too much traffic.
Well, that plus, even if they're not on the roadway, people are going to stop anyway in the middle of the road to take pictures, even though there's pull-offs up a little farther. So,
right.
Anytime you're traveling through, you can expect some delays, bison jams.
Mm-hmm.
Which,
an occasional grizzly bear.
Yeah, which we didn't mind at all, because we gave us a chance to take some pictures.
Right.
But I think the park does well at managing the wild animal behavior. I mean, it doesn't obviously scare them away, because they keep coming back to the roadways.
And obviously, these two incidences happened on, what is it, the east entrance?
I guess they both were towards the east entrance.
Towards the east entrance, which is like the area that we were in was a less populated area as far as buildings and attractions and stuff like that. So if you're over by the north entrance where it's more populated, it could be.
Yeah, and the west entrance is the busiest one,
right.
The most populated one. The one if you stay at one of the campgrounds in Idaho. We stayed north. We stayed up in Gardner, Montana, and then the east entrance we stayed just outside of Cody, kind of between Cody and the national forest that's right outside the Yellowstone. So yeah, it was the east entrance that we saw. That we never saw any of that on the north side up in Lamar Valley.
No, they didn't really do much control on Lamar Valley with all the bison up there. You just have to be very careful, because especially in Lamar Valley, you get them everywhere. They're coming, you don't see them coming down over the banks to cross the road.
For big animals, they'll move. You're looking at one,
right.
and it's all the way up on the hill, and then you look this way for a couple minutes, you turn around, and the thing's almost right behind you. So keep your head on a swivel.
Yep.
They don't typically charge. I think the park says 25-yard distance for those, and then a couple 100 yards for pretty much everything else, especially bears. Number 6, want to read that one?
Sure. Are geysers, hot springs, and other features being loved to death by overuse and overcrowding? My opinion, yes, just because it's such a popular thing that people want to see.
But again, if you go early or late, that's kind of a miss the crowd. Most of the crowd's going to be in the middle of the day, 10 to 3 or 4. And then you can definitely tell. I think it was Mammoth Hot Springs. That one definitely probably gets a lot of use, because a lot of those boardwalks and walkways were really starting to get run down.
And you could see where they had to move certain sections because of the way the hot springs were.
Oh yeah, because they're
changing the landscape of it. So
always changing, always moving.
You definitely have to be careful.
Number 7. How much of Yellowstone can only be reached by those willing to hike, camp, or venture off the main roads? I think it was one of the first comments I made when we got there and we were looking at the map they give you, is Yellowstone doesn't really have a whole lot of roads. There's vast portions of it that you can't even reach unless you're going to hike, and a lot of it's backcountry hiking, which you'd need a permit for with the National Park Service. And that's hiking, probably overnight, several days to get to certain places, which I would love to do that next time.
Especially on the east entrance. If you're coming in through the east entrance, you're pretty much going through mountain ranges before you even have any signs of, I guess, buildings and people, and you just gotta be careful with your mountain goats and your.
No, I never saw any of those there, but
your bighorn sheep that may be off on the edges of the mountain cliffs, but
yeah, most of it.
There's no trails hardly on that first section of the north or the east entrance. There's only one main road that goes in till you get to where Yellowstone Lake is.
Yep.
In that area, and then it kind of changes a little bit with direction, but there's
back to the question, yeah, there's not really a whole lot of roads or anything that take you anywhere, so you definitely got to do some trails if you want to. And that's a good way to get away from the crowds too, because most people just stick to the roads and don't venture off on too many trails.
I wonder what that was.
Number 8. What role do park rangers and conservation efforts play in keeping Yellowstone wild? I'd say they play a pretty good role. Get the park rangers and the conservation efforts. What's the name of the one company, Yellowstone? I think it's Yellowstone Wild, actually. But they operate a lot of the stores and stuff like that in the park and do a lot of fundraising for the park. But I mean, they definitely, for being America's first national park, I'd say Yellowstone is still pretty wild, and you see a lot of the older buildings, and a lot of things still are primitive. Animal populations are definitely seem to be increasing all the time. We saw lots of babies out there, whether it was deer or bison or other animals.
Number 9, is the local gateway economy, such as hotels, shops, tours, reshaping Yellowstone into more of a tourist hub than a wilderness area?
I'd definitely say yeah.
Yes.
Because I mean, we haven't been to the west entrance out in Idaho, but we've heard that's like the most populated and the busiest, and they have lots of campgrounds and shops and stores like that. But I mean, it's just like anything. I mean, you have something that's going to attract the people, then those areas are going to build up for tourism. I mean, Gardner, Montana, that was a really, really nice town. I'd suggest staying there. We stayed at I think it was the Sun Outdoors there in Gardner, Montana. It was a nice campground. But they've done well with balancing the tourism and keeping things authentic. Yeah. Same with Cody, Wyoming. We stayed at Cody on the east entrance, and they did the same thing. They've done well with the tourism, and you can go into Cody and there's a ton of things to do, or you can just go west to the park. But yeah, they're definitely, I don't know if it's reshaping Yellowstone itself, but it's definitely reshaping those areas. All right, number 10. Does Yellowstone still inspire awe and respect for nature, or has it become more of a bucket list check mark for travelers? I'd say
both. It depends on the people.
That's what I'm saying. Yep, it's up to the person. I mean, if that's all you're doing is you're trying to make this big loop and you're hitting Yellowstone and trying to do it in like a day or two and move on, then yeah, you're just checking that block. You're not really exploring it. I mean, we were there 2 different areas for 2 weeks total. 1 week up north and 1 week at the east entrance, and I mean, I feel like we could have spent the whole summer there and still not really experienced all the awe and inspiration that it has to offer. Right. And I took thousands of photos, which said you can check that link down below from my website and check out some of those photos and look at them. I mean, it's definitely up to the person, like you're saying.
Right. For me, I feel like the respect for nature is hit or miss with people. Like, you're gonna take the risk to get very close to a bison just to get your video or your picture, or and kind of like, but I'm just saying, in the way of like mocking them or taunting them or like trying to get them to come at you, then that's not respect for nature.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say about how close we got.
Well, I mean, we were close, but we weren't in danger. We weren't close as in like, hey, I got to get this shot, or hey, let me taunt this animal to get my videos, so like I have something to prove. Like, we were already out there in that area when the bison decided to come charging through. So no, he's not. He's following us. Steven.
The other one, come this way, man.
All right, can we please get out of here?
Going towards that other one. Not going towards that.
I mean, that's a little bit different.
But we're still like...
I mean, we're very respectful to staying as far away as possible. We're very respectful to what is around us. Like, we're not there to like put ourselves in danger or to be like making a point with pictures and videos.
you gotta be alert and aware of what's around you too, because you're looking this way, like I say, at something, and another animal could be coming up behind you. But yeah, we never got that close. We were still at least 75 yards away from any
Right.
bison.
And I mean, you can do it as far as bucket list goes. I mean, it can be your bucket list, and you can still enjoy it.
Oh yeah, it's like us. It's definitely one of our bucket list items. But yeah, we spent 2 weeks there, and can't wait to get back. I love to get back in the spring. I love to take a winter trip as well, where you can see it in all seasons. I'm not sure how much you'll like the winter trip. Ashley doesn't like cold. Her
No.
fingers don't like it.
Ashley's body doesn't like cold.
If there's any questions that you have specific about Yellowstone or even about us and our RV journey, leave a comment down below.
Yellowstone has a lot to offer. We loved our time there, and we're already planning our next trip. Make sure you hit that thumbs up and subscribe so that you can follow our journey. Check out this next adventure that's about to pop up on the screen. We have tons of RV life videos to check out, and we'll see you out on the road.